It is my pleasure to welcome you to the University of Manchester and the splendid surroundings of this Whitworth Hall for the graduation ceremony. In particular, I salute our graduates whose magnificent achievement and hard work we are here to celebrate today. I'd also like to acknowledge the contribution of the family and friends of our graduates, many of whom have travelled long distances to be with us. We welcome you to the university and thank you for the help, support and encouragement that you have given to our students during their studies. Those of you who are graduating today have given yourself a real competitive edge by completing your degree here at Manchester. You chose to make an investment in your future when you decided some time ago to follow a degree course here, and today that investment is realised. Your achievement in completing your degree cannot be underestimated, and you and your family and friends should feel justly proud of your accomplishments. The University of Manchester is recognised as one of the world's leading universities, ranking in the world's top 50, and Europe's top 10, world's top 50, Europe's top 10, according to the Jiao Tong Index. And classifications such as these are determined on the basis of the quality of research produced in the university and reflect both the current excellence of the university's research output and the depth of its historical achievement. Manchester does well in both directions. Our 175-year history includes no fewer than 25 of our staff and students who have gone on to become Nobel laureates, the latest award being this year to Professors Geim and Novoselov in our School of Physics. It's not surprising, therefore, that our graduates can be found not only in the best academic departments and research laboratories around the world, but also in top positions in business, politics, sport, and the arts. Your job prospects, having studied here, will be second to none, because employers all around the world recognize the value of the piece of paper you will soon be holding in your hand. But research is only half the story. Practically everything that a university like Manchester, a so-called research-intensive university, does falls into one of two categories. On the one hand, we generate new knowledge, and that's the activity we call research, and on the other, we pass that knowledge on through our teaching activities and through our interactions with the broader communities of society and business. The two activities are linked since we believe the best people to communicate knowledge are those who are actively involved in its generation. A buzz term of the moment is impact or public benefit, and many of you will have read in the press the discussions that have been taking place over the government's requirement that universities should be able to demonstrate how their activities achieve social and economic impact. And queries have been raised whether fields like languages, literature and culture can make such impact. But at Manchester we're confident that we can show this in a variety of ways. Not only does our scholarship and research reverberate around the world, providing models and ideas that are taken up and developed in 1,000 ways in different countries, but here at home, research in the humanities is fundamental to the understanding of human well-being, society, and culture. What makes a society civilized is not just its economic and social capital, but also its cultural and linguistic capital. Today's graduates are from the School of Languages, Linguistics, and Cultures, which has for many years taught the principal languages of Europe and the Middle East: French, German, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Russian on the one hand, Arabic, Hebrew, Persian, and Turkish on the other. In recent years, we've added Chinese and Japanese to that portfolio. Of the languages that I've just mentioned, at least seven, depending on how you do the calculation, are in the top 10 most spoken languages of the world. And 9 of them are in the top 10 languages used on the internet. I'll leave you to work out what the 10th one is that's used on the internet that we don't teach. But we, as members of the global community, must be wary of an imbalance. 95% of the world's population speak together only 5% of the world's languages. The remaining 95% of the world's languages are spoken by smaller numbers, often only by tiny handfuls of individuals, and are dying out at a worrying rate. Our school conducts research on some of the languages with fewest speakers in the world, and we have researchers in places as far apart as Peru, the Middle East, Nicaragua, Lapland, Australia, and Mexico. The loss of the world's linguistic heritage is as big a threat as the loss of biological species, and our school is proud to pass on both the knowledge of the culture and tradition of the big languages and a commitment to document and understand the issues surrounding the small languages. The numbers of students who are taking languages in the UK is declining just at a time when language requirements in other countries are being increased. An example of this would be the fact that in the 15 years since 1996, people taking A-levels have increased by 25%. The number of people taking languages A-levels have decreased by 25%. Yet business people from outside the UK frequently speak 2, 3, or even more languages with enviable fluency. By comparison, their British counterparts all too often can only conduct affairs in English. This leads to a loss of competitivity through a failure to understand different cultures and the markets they represent, and it also leads to a loss of opportunity in the international job market. We live then in a paradox. The UK is more multilingual now than it has ever been. Our indigenous languages, including Welsh, Irish, and Gaelic, are undergoing a revival. Speakers of some 100 or more languages from around the world populate our shores. For example, the couple who run my local newsagent in rural Derbyshire speak 7 languages between them, and their shop distributes, among other things, a newspaper published in Britain and written in Polish. Yet fewer students, as we've said, are studying languages. The university's language centre, which is part of the school, is actively trying to reverse this trend through its outreach activities in the schools and local communities. And we are hopeful that the unfortunate trend can be reversed, especially in view of the new language priorities in primary schools. You who graduate today are leaving just as a new era of university organisation and funding is about to be ushered in. The new fee levels were announced at the end of last year in the spending review, and at the end of last month, the government published its white paper entitled Higher Education, Students at the Heart of the System. It's too soon to say what the consequences of these changes will be, but we are confident that the best providers of education across the full spectrum will be those institutions such as Manchester, which blend research excellence, high teaching standards, and a commitment to social responsibility. No one doubts that a university degree is an important step on a road to a rewarding and fulfilling career, but it is much more than that. It represents, too, an opportunity to develop a wider understanding of cultural and social matters, without which a civilized society cannot be said to exist. When the white paper talks of students at the heart of the system, in fact it's referring exclusively to undergraduate students. But in a research-rich university like Manchester, the term students covers the full range, from those beginning undergraduate life to those, some of whom we celebrate today, who are completing a PhD. The challenge will be, as it has always been, to integrate the teaching and learning needs of one group with the research requirements of the other. This is what it means to belong to a full-service, research-rich university, like Manchester at home and many kindred institutions here and abroad. Indeed, it is only by competing with the best universities on the international scene that we can hope to deliver the best at home. Some examples of success recently in the school, particularly in the teaching area, we salute the achievement of Dr. Rachel Platonov from the Russian and East European section, who won the Distinguished Achievement Award for Teacher of the Year, and our colleague Minye Jing, Senior Language Tutor in Chinese, who was nominated by our students for the university's Teaching Excellence Award and ended up as a runner-up in the faculty. One sad case to mention, Stuart Castley, the BA student in Honours German and Russian, who was awarded a Distinguished Achievement Award as an Undergraduate Student of the Year, unfortunately awarded posthumously. Today then, we honour the contribution of our graduands for this year, and in your own way, each and every one of you has enriched the university. Your degree is a hugely important milestone, and you should celebrate your success. But this is the beginning of the journey, not the end. At the end of this ceremony, you will join a new community of nearly a quarter of a million of University of Manchester graduates living and working across the globe. The Alumni Association will help you to remain in contact with the university and with each other through reunions, networking opportunities, the alumni magazine, and the internet. We hope you will make use of the many benefits and services the association offers and enjoy meeting up with each other in the future. So please don't make this the last contact you have with the university. Keep the alumni office regularly updated with your address changes and your news, achievements, and reminiscences. And remember that our doors will be open to you always. Thank you. We now proceed to the formal degree awarding part of the ceremony.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, John Paul Bellamy. Mariana Casal O'Ryan. Pasakara Chuaswai. Timothy Feist. Amy Fuller. Aurélie Joubert. Filippo Nathan Nereo. Margaret Lorraine Panett. Veronica Schulman. Edward Wastnage. And for the degree of Master of Modern Languages in French and German, with honours, Victoria Lamb. Victoria has also been awarded the University's Outstanding Achievement Award, so I think she deserves another round of applause. Cleo Ann Euphemia Walker. Megan Emily Palmer. Hannah Rochelle Peaceful. Vinay Channa. Catherine Davey. And in French and Spanish, with honours, Charles Edward Gray Davis. Stephanie Ann McWilliam. Samuel Hodgson. Nicola Daisy Tomlinson. Claire Maria Bate. Lucy Bluebell Sorden Collins. Cheryl Holden. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in American and Latin American Studies with honours, Lauren Elliott. Ruth Cecilia Tucker. And in Arabic and Islamic Studies with honours, Dana Al-Malak. And in Arabic Studies with honours, Nasira Dalal. Faye Metcalf. Farhat Natta. Artemis Schneiders. And in Chinese Studies with honours, Jennifer Hare. Andrea Xiang and Liu. Nicholas Mackenzie. Francis Ann Slay. Andrew Speak. Chun Young Tan. Luke Waring. Jessica Francis Yanzio. And in English language with honours, Kellyanne Rachel Louise Hughes. And in English literature and a modern language, French with honours, Jennifer Bickley. Edmund William Chapman. Sophie Cockcroft. Rachel Cranshaw. Kaya Davis Hayen. Lauren Haley Eastwood Hancock. Sarah Gershon. Sophie Jewell. Gary Peter Johnson. Kiana Kenny. Nicola Patricia Palmer. Claire Elizabeth Phillips. Hannah Jane Smith. Lucy Ward. And Claire Louise Wilkinson. And in English Literature and a Modern Language, German, with honours, David Firth. Jennifer Gabler. Rebecca Louise Skelton. And in English Literature and a Modern Language, Italian, with honours, Francesca Fanshawe. And in English Literature and a Modern Language, Spanish, with honours, Christopher Richard Bell. Luke Jack Gordon Carson. Lewis Doran. Lucy Claire Jones. Joel Norton. Laura Jane Schooler. And in European Studies and a Modern Language, Russian, with honours, Yana Ioanni Yavinin. Imogen Sarah Nancy Putler. And in European Studies and Modern Languages, French, with honours, Jack Fouters. Annalisa Hochstrasser Jones. Jamie Alexis Mills. Hannah Morgan. Shaheen Saeed. Francis Williams. Catherine Elizabeth Wright. And in European Studies and Modern Languages, German, with honours, Paulina Chengiel. Lothar Kovs. Christopher David Lawson. And Miret Sehzab Yohannes. And in European Studies and Modern Languages, Spanish, with honours, Jules Bernard. David Brackenbury. Sarah Ann Gherkin. Lauren Johnston. Brid A. McEwen. William Edward Morrow. And Gabriela Vasilieva Nikolova. And in French and Chinese, with honours, Alice Tegwen Evans. Rosie Ann Page. And in French and Japanese, with honours, Kaylee Jane Louise Last. And in French Studies with honours, Katie Amelia Blake. Christabel Ophelia Rose Clappison. Francesca Helen Croft. Abigail Di Faroli. Maria Jane Fuchs. Peter Hunter Gentle. Claire Lister. David Stansfield. Gabrielle Maria Waddingham. And in German and Portuguese with honours, Ama Ampia Ama Ajiman. Peter George Twyman. And in German Studies with honours, Ross Bosworth Davis. Kim Rachel Canavan. Mark Ellis. Joseph Kearney. Ida Ulrika Knutzen-Tvedt. Emma Jade Sharples. Ella Shearman. Victoria Schwetch. Hannah Zimzek. And in the History of Art and the Modern Language, Italian, with honours, Alice Lindsay. Frances Marie McNally. Louise Alexandra O'Brien. And in Italian and Chinese with honours, Thomas Williams. And in Italian Studies with honours, Laura Durkin. And in Japanese Studies with honours, Mark Yannick Brazil. Thomas Robert Burrows. Y. Vivian Chan. Emily Coop. Paulina Carolina Colata. Rachel Slater. Ruben Steinman. Catherine Anna Elizabeth Welland. And in Middle Eastern Studies with honours, Scott Bundy. Amelia Margaret Switalski. And in Modern Languages Programme A, French and German with honours, Sarah Jasmine Benesa. Jonathan Craig Fitzsimmons. Benjamin Hutchinson. Francesca Sophie Jarvis. Tricia Jones. Jason Philip Lobo. Lucy Marie Laughlin. Lucy McFarland. Catherine Rose Phillips. Christopher Redmore. Lizette Emma Rowley. Holly Stapley. And Tom Wilson. And in Modern Languages Programme A, French and Italian with honours, Jennifer Rose Howick. Tim LaRouchetel. Sarah Frances Menzies. Stephanie Elizabeth Mullins. Jessica Myers. Lizzie Shakespeare. George Sunias. And in Modern Languages Programme A, French and Russian with honours, Meredith Powell. Clara Wertheim. And in Modern Languages Programme A, French and Spanish with honours, Lara Claire Bordeaux. Leah Stephanie Bryan. Danielle Ellis. Carly Olivia Fleissner. Bridget Elizabeth Fox. Nicholas Harry Hayward. Hannah Stephanie Lines. Sophia Yoves. Chloe Ann Lowe. Philippa Sian Mapleston. Olivia Marsh. Anna Mary Mooney. Catherine Sophia Moore. Liam James Mulligan. Holly Elizabeth Neald. Sarah Louise North. James Matthew Richardson. Danielle Riley. Lorna Joanne Robinson. Laura Chiliano. Lorna Turnbull. Helen Louise Ward. Andrew Thomas Willett. Ithia Wise. And in Modern Languages Programme A, German and Italian with honours, Andrew Platt. And in Modern Languages Programme A, German and Spanish with honours, Alexander George Evans. Claire Elizabeth Tolley. Samantha Wilkinson. And in Modern Languages Programme A, Italian and Russian with honours, James Mansell Aspinall. Catherine Hurst. And in Modern Languages Programme A, Italian and Spanish with honours, Nina Cantilal Agrevat. James Alexander John Battisti. Brett Glenn Betts. Daniele Borgi. Ruth Byrne. Laura Chapman. Alex Chester. Paul Michael Coughlin. Georgina Cox. Kelly Louise Grant. Ross Michael Inman. Zara Lavizzani. Giorgia Maria Pizzuto. Jennifer Poulter. Laura Jane Scullion. Natalie Simkin. And in Modern Languages Programme A, Russian and Spanish with honours, Catherine Jane Butler. George Harvey. Asia Lindsay. And in Persian Studies with honours, Helen Eales. Jade Iqbal. Iman Ali George Laksari Adams. Shahab James Boaz Zada. And in Russian and Chinese with honours, Alexander James Dizer. And in Russian Studies with honours, Rhiannon Rees O'Sullivan. Cameron Pinks. Louise Williams. And in Spanish and Chinese with honours, Hannah Louise Atkinson. Catherine Harrison. And in Spanish and Portuguese with honours, Rebecca Jane Fennell. Sophie Hannah Garland. Eleanor Catherine Jones. Yasmin Akolo. Richard Alexander Payton. Stephen Sormy. Max Wilfrid Southwell Stanley. Holly Amelia Woolston. And in Spanish, Portuguese and Latin American Studies with honours, Morwenna Darby. Emily Davis. Sasha Coley. Francis Seddon. Harry Stapleton. And James Stevens.
Ladies, gentlemen, and fellow students, it really is a pleasure to be here today on what is undoubtedly a special day in each of our lives. As we formally draw to a close what will undoubtedly have been a great few years at Manchester, part of what makes it great is having those truly committed staff who teach you, support you, and help you develop as people. In my capacity as the Academic Affairs Officer for the Students' Union, I'm here today to present a teaching award to a member of staff who went beyond what you might expect. Learning a language, as many of you will know, can be a very difficult process. But according to his students, throughout their time with him, he remained extremely approachable, regularly meeting students outside of his office hours, and he was also very helpful and very patient with them. He also provided significant amounts of further material to help them understand Catalan and develop their language skills. Notably, he organized a conference on Valencian cinema, television, and cultures so his students could experience the culture of the people and language they were learning about. He was extremely approachable, very committed, and very passionate about Catalan, and that created an amazing atmosphere in the classroom in which people could learn in. Many students were also inspired to take up further study in his area of expertise. His devotion to his students has been inspirational. Please put your hands together for Adria Castells.
Today we have celebrated the award of your degrees. Many congratulations. On behalf of the university, I wish each and every one of you the greatest success in your future careers. I now declare this degree ceremony formally closed.